Welcome to the Candle Business Coach podcast, a show about the craft of candle making and small business. I'm your host, Kirsty Allen, and I'm a candle maker, mum of three, and kindness advocator. Join me as I dive into all things candles and small business and deliver advice and tips to you in episodes every Tuesday and Friday. Are you on the list to get my daily motivation emails? Every day I'll send you a message that is designed to help keep you focused on taking action toward your goals. Sign up using the link in the show notes. This episode is brought to you by my free ebook, The Candle Business Marketing Kickstarter Kit. Inside this free ebook, you'll learn to identify your blocks of time to dedicate to your candle business. Plus, there are several tips and tricks for re-engaging past customers and attracting new customers into your business so you can grow your business and reach your goals. Check out the link in the show notes for your copy. Welcome back to the podcast, my friend. It is so lovely to be in your ears again, and I just wanted to say a huge thank you for tuning in for today's episode. I thought I would start off the episode with something a little bit different in that I wanted to read out a review that I got for the podcast. Now, if you didn't know, you can actually write reviews and rate the podcast, which I absolutely am so grateful for whenever I receive a review or a rating, particularly because I'm sitting at a 5-star rating so far. So I'm very excited that the content that I'm producing for you is landing and that you're finding it valuable and enjoyable. So I wanted to read out a review that I received from Weave and Grace Candlelight Co. And the review is this. The title is Everything the Candle Industry Needs. This podcast is like unlocking a little secret gold mine of inspiration and empowerment. Often in a saturated market, you can get caught up on being competitive, but this podcast is unique and absolutely highlights how people from the same industry can come together and provide resources, advice, and support for other people, regardless of whether they are more or less successful than others. It's refreshing listening to people encouraging you to support other makers rather than critique and keep competition at arm's length. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful, and I'm loving all the marketing info. Thank you so much, Weave and Grace Candlelight Co. for your beautiful review. When I received the notification that I had a review, I clicked on it straight away, of course, and read through your beautiful words and just thought, wow, like I'm just so extremely grateful that what I'm creating for you has had that ripple effect on you. So thank you so much for writing your review. And if you're lucky, I'll add some more reviews to the start of other episodes. So if you feel inclined to write a review or give the podcast a rating, I would be so appreciative if you could jump over to Apple Podcasts or iTunes and leave a review for the Candle Business Coach podcast. So in today's episode, I wanted to talk through something that I don't think I've really addressed on the podcast before. I've certainly talked about my different offerings my services that I can offer for you on Instagram at Candle Business Coach. But on the podcast, I haven't actually run through how I can support you on your candle making journey. So I thought I would dedicate today's episode to sharing with you the different ways I can support, help, and guide you on your journey with candle making. And if any of these offerings are of interest to you, I'd love if you could send me a DM on Instagram at Candle Business Coach, and we can get the conversation started as to the best ways that I can serve you and assist you on your journey. Now, I know that I have previously recorded an episode talking through my 8-week candle makers course, which is called Candle Craft. So I won't go into too much depth with that particular course in this episode. I'm trying to remember what episode number it was. I'll just bring it up on my app. It's taking a second to load. Where are you? Here we go. Episode 14, Candle Craft, an online course for candle makers, which was published on the 13th of December last year, 2022. So if you're wanting some more information about what's involved in the 8-week course and what topics we cover in the different modules, feel free to go back and listen to that episode. But I also wanted to let you know that I do offer one-on-one coaching. So if you're looking at getting some support from me and you're not necessarily wanting to go down the group format path, which is what the Candle Craft course operates under, if you're preferring to have more personalized and individualized support, I do offer one-on-one coaching. I do one-off sessions and I also do ongoing sessions as well. So if that's something that's interesting to you and you're wanting to explore the one-on-one coaching realm, send me a DM on Instagram or send me an email and we can certainly get that conversation started as how I can best assist you. So I also wanted to let you know that I'm in the process, and probably by the time this episode is released, they'll be finalized, but I'm in the process of creating 2 new ebooks. One is a guide on wholesaling, and it's called The Guide to Wholesaling for Candle Businesses. And the other ebook that I'm creating is the Candle Makers Market Guide. So I'm really excited about both of these ebooks because I've jam-packed them with so much value, tips and tricks and advice on how to both succeed with the wholesaling path and also with hosting a market stall at your local market. So if you're interested in either of those, you can send me a DM with the word wholesale or market, depending on which ebook you're interested in, or you can DM both words to me and I will add you to the list for when the ebooks are published, and then I can give you details on how you can purchase either or both of those ebooks. Now I do also have a free ebook, which many of you would have already come across, and that's available through the link in my bio on Instagram, and it's the Marketing Kickstarter Kit for Candle Makers. And in that, I go through a few tips and tricks on how you can find pockets of time to create or to spend and dedicate more time on your candle business. But I also give you some tips and advice on how to find new customers and how to retain customers as well. So if this sounds a little bit familiar, then it's probably because this particular ebook is promoted in the the second part of every episode after my intro, every podcast episode. So if you haven't already grabbed a copy, feel free to click the link in the show notes and you'll be directed to the sign-in page where you can just pop your name and email, and then the ebook will be sent directly to you. Now, I also have another free offering, which is my daily motivation emails, which I am so proud of our little tribe that we are growing with these particular emails. So basically every morning at 7 a.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time, you'll receive an email from me just with a little bit of a pep talk, a little bit of inspiration, a little bit of motivation just to start your day on the right foot. I really love, I'm actually on my own list as well, so I get the emails every morning, and it's just a nice reminder to myself and to everyone that receives the email that it's a better way to start your day when you start your morning with the right mindset, and it really sets you up for the day. So if you're interested in that, I'll also leave a link in the show notes for my daily motivation email sign up. And of course, I've got the podcast. So another free offering where you can learn information about how to run your candle business, candle making tips and tricks, and when I have guests on as well, learning some information from experts in the candle field, which I absolutely love. And I'll also mention on my Instagram at the moment, I've been doing this for nearly 2 months. I'm doing the 365 days stories on my Instagram. So basically every day I answer a question and give you my answer to that question. And it's just on a spreadsheet that I've got that I read from. So I wanted to mention that for two reasons. One, if you're just curious to get to know me a little bit better, you can watch my Instagram stories. Every day I post around 1 o'clock Australian Eastern Daylight Time. That's the aim anyway. Sometimes it's a little bit later. For the mums out there, you'll know when you've got a little one at home, you can't always be on your phone on socials. So I try to post around 1 o'clock, so you can expect that each day. And I'm up to, as of recording, I'm up to day 58, I believe. So by the time this episode comes out, I will have been doing it for 2 months. So if you're wanting to get involved with that, you can certainly jump on my stories on Instagram and hear my answers to the 365 questions. And then the second reason I wanted to bring that up is if you're interested in doing the 365 questions, send me your email address just via Instagram DM, and I'll send you or email you the spreadsheet so that you can do the questions too. I find that it's really helpful for audience engagement for my Instagram page, because when you're sharing behind the scenes and you're sharing more about your own thoughts and who you are as a person, people resonate with that. So if you're struggling to think of content for your Instagram, I know it's not specifically candle related, but it does help just to shine a little bit of a light on who you are as the owner behind your brand. So I wanted to share with you today all the different ways that you can work with me and how I can assist you. So just to recap, we've got Candlecraft, which is my 8-week online course. I've got one-on-one coaching. I've got several ebooks, the wholesaling guide, the market stall guide, and the marketing Kickstarter kit. I also offer daily motivational emails, this podcast, of course, and then on Instagram, I post several times a week new posts. I was posting daily up until last year, up until the Christmas period, but as you can imagine, posting daily and the captions I write are quite lengthy, and it was becoming just a little bit time consuming, and I was finding that it was starting to feel a little bit burnt out. So I've dropped it down to 3 times a week. Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays is when I post new content in the feed, and then I'm on my stories every day, so you can always hop over there and say hello, send me a DM, or just comment or engage on my page. So I just wanted to run through that today. I hope that this short episode was valuable to you. And yeah, I will talk to you very soon. Thanks everyone for listening today. I hope this episode added value to your candle making journey. Check out the show notes for all the links mentioned throughout today's show, and please subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss any future episodes. Thanks again for listening. Have a beautiful day.